I'd like to, the Muskegon County Board of Commissioners Transportation Committee, and I'd like to call it to order. And at this point would ask for a roll call of attendance.
Here.
Commissioner Hovey Wright. Here. Commissioner Hughes. Excused. Commissioner Laring.
Here.
Commissioner Nash.
Here.
Commissioner Pego.
Here.
Chairman Skolnick.
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yeah.
Commissioner Brown.
Here. Thank you. At this time, I'd like approval of the minutes of October 14th, 2021, the committee meeting. All in favor?
Wait, comment. I have a
Oh,
comment.
sorry.
So TR 21 dash or /10-37. No, that's the wrong one. It's incorrect.
Okay. So I would need approval of the minutes of the October 14th, 2021 committee meeting as stated. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that those minutes go forward. We have two informational items this afternoon, both in your packets on page 5 and page 6. We will file those accordingly. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask item number 5 is a public comment on any agenda items. Do we have any public comments on any agenda item at this time? I don't know if I have visibility of that, Kathy, so. Okay.
Don't
See?
see mine.
All right, seeing none, we'll move on. We have a couple items for consideration this afternoon. TR 21/11-38 to authorize Match to create an additional transit maintenance mechanic position, pay table grade GU 00220, $18.78 an hour to $23.90 an hour, effective December 1st, 2021, and to subsequently eliminate transit maintenance mechanic position G 86001 upon the retirement of the incumbent in that position. This is in your packet on page 7. So all in favor of any questions, comments, or concerns? Thank you.
First and second.
Support.
Okay, so motion support. Do we take a roll call vote on this, please?
Hang on, Doug.
Doug, you've got some people who want to discuss it. Marcia.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
See my hand. So just a comment, I'm glad that the increased cost is going to be met by the change, by the retirement that's saved. So that's a good thing.
All right. There's any other no comments or, on this item? Do I have any other comments on this particular item for consideration at this point?
He was going to rush to a vote. I'd like a roll call. That's all.
Okay. Yes, I'd like a roll call vote. Thank you.
Commissioner Laring.
Yes.
Commissioner Nash.
Yes.
Commissioner Pego.
No.
Chairman Skolnick.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Steer.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright. Yes. Commissioner Brown.
Yes, thank you. And that moves forward. Next item for consideration, TR 21/11-39 to authorize staff to engage the Federal Transit Administration regarding the necessary steps and or cost to settle the Federal Transit Administration's remaining grant funded interest in past improvements and renovations made to the Union Depot facility. And this is in your package, page 8. Any questions, comments, or concerns? So a motion. Hello.
So we got a motion and a second. Any questions?
Can we get
Yeah,
a,
Mr. Lukens, could you? I'm sorry.
I'd like a explanation of this, please.
Kim Coons will address the question.
Thank you, Commissioners. Jim Coons, Muskegon Area Transit System. Well, as it indicates in your packet, the Union Depot was purchased by the county or received by the county in the early 1990s. and subsequently had some renovations and improvements to the facility that included some Federal Transit Administration grants, 1992 and 1996 grants. By record that I can find, there are 2 grants involved. So there are fixed asset records on the transit systems books related to the Union Depot facility. There are also fixed asset records on other department books, I think the Convention Visitors Bureau. But in order, if we're going to move forward for separating mats or doing anything with the Union Depot in the future, we need to at least get an understanding of what the Federal Transit Administration may require to settle their grant-funded interest in the facility. Usually when there's a capital improvement, it has a 40 or 50-year lifespan, and you have to be prepared to address that remaining interest with the funds.
Doug, I got a follow-up question if I may.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Commissioner Loring.
Why does this fall under Matt? But you don't utilize the space, do you? This is.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Coons.
So the Federal Highway Administration, federal government has a program, and it dates all the way back to this time period, that is designed for transportation enhancements, which can include bicycle paths, streetscaping, but one of the categories is also historic preservation or preservation of historic transportation facilities. And so the county sought those grants to renovate and restore the Union Depot in the 1990s. And since the only arm of the county that is eligible to receive federal grants for that program would be the transit system, it was run through the Federal Transit Administration to do the work. And so it is on the transit system's books as an asset.
Have you ever used it? I mean, has it ever been utilized by it?
Well, it continues to be used as a historic museum, which is really what the renovation was for. And then we utilize it and have utilized it as a trolley stop and transit stop.
So it's just a bus stop. You don't use the depot itself or any of the.
We're not actively using the depot as a
No,
transit
when you
facility.
applied for these grants, it's actually feels to me like it was a hoodwink to the federal government.
Well, it was designed to do the historic preservation, which is eligible.
I don't have anything, other questions, sorry.
Commissioner Brown, I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes, Commissioner Pego, sorry.
Mr. Coons, it says non-budgeted. Is there a cost incurred that's just not listed, or is it just no cost? Or what?
Well, at this time, we don't know what it will bring. We've not budgeted anything in the transit budget or in any other budget that I'm aware of to resolve an interest if there is one. We'll seek to do what we can to make that interest. We need to determine how they view it in their different parts of their circular and get that answer before we'll know what cost it may have. And then decide whether to move forward.
Mr.
Thank
Brown,
you.
Yes, Commissioner Skolnick, please.
I make a comment about this. This is, I think you're absolutely the right thing here, because if Matt's, or when Matt sends up an authority, we certainly don't want that building going to the authority. That should be part of the, I mean, really, that's a historic part of this county, and there is, I don't know if everyone's been in that building, I assume you have, but there's a lot of exhibits.
Thank you.
See it,
All right, any other comments, questions?
In addition to that, and of course, building is as a visitors and convention bureau, and it's also the offices for Mr. Lucan. So it has multiple uses. It's not being unused. There are people in there all the time, tourists that come to Mesquite County, want to see what there is. They find out in there.
Okay, well, thank you. If there's no other, and I apologize, I'm not seeing if there's any other questions or hands raised, so Kathy, you'll have to help me with that. If not, let's roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Leering,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
yes.
Commissioner Pego,
Yes.
Chairman Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Seer,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes, thank you, and that moves forward. Next on the agenda this afternoon, TR 21/11-40 is to accept the revised bylaws of the Airport Development Advisory Committee, which you have in your packet and detailed on page 9. So I need a motion support.
So moved.
Support.
Any questions, comments, and concerns regarding this item? Nope. Actually, at this point, can we do a roll? We don't need a roll call. We could just all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that moves forward. Next on the agenda this afternoon, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business to come to this committee?
I think we've got one more
We missed
motion.
one, I think.
Oh, we do? Oh,
One.
I thought there was revised one.
You
Did
might have.
not have. I'm sorry.
It's on the back. Marcia. Oh, you don't have
Yeah, I
it?
don't have the newest one, I guess.
Would you like to-
The online version does not appear to have a 41.
No, it doesn't.
Is it, okay, so excuse me, is there a 41 or not? I thought we,
21.
Yes, there's a 41 to authorize mass to enter
Marcia, you
into.
want to read it?
all right, I'm sorry. Thank you. So 21-11-41 to enter into a interlocal agreement with Harbor Transit Multimodal Transportation System to facilitate connection of the METS program and the Harbor Transit program and at a mutually beneficial location near the service area boundary. And that is on page 15. Any motion and support or any at this point? So,
Moved and supported.
okay, thank you. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Yes. Where
Yes.
contract?
Jim,
I'm assuming, Jim,
Jim.
go ahead, sir.
This motion was going to be brought as an information item rather than an action item, but we can do it either way. The board approved in August for us to do this, but we named specifically the Spring Lake Fire Station #2 as the location that we would conduct this transfer activity. And subsequent to that, that location fell through. And so we were going to bring this back and say, give us the leeway to identify a location with Spring Lake or with Harbor Transit. And then we'll proceed at a different location. So whether we take it as an action item today, that would be the intent of this, is to just have a different location where we still do the same thing. Otherwise, we can bring forward information on how we may have had to change that after the fact.
Okay, thank you. I had two different copies and I thought it was just that we were changing location, but this passed by full board before for the one location, so I didn't know we had to reintroduce it, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Commissioner Brown? Can-
Yes, Commissioner Pago.
Another question.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Can you have the contract provided before full board?
Sure.
Thank you.
It is actually going to be brought back through Harbor Transit's board, I believe, tomorrow evening.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Scott. Mhm.
I see that the proposed location is, let's see at the lakes or whatever that's called now.
That's what we're talking about doing. And essentially, what that would do is it would have Harbor Transit add Mercy Health at the Lakes as a potential place that they can service for their customers. And then that would allow us to connect with that location, not only connecting to the Ghost 2 service, but allowing people to catch our fixed route bus if they would like to there. So it's actually a better location because it accesses both of our services. If for any reason that location still doesn't work out, we would just find a suitable location right in that Honolulu Road corridor or somewhere near there, whether it be we're having conversations still with the city of North Shores and with Wesco about possibly doing it at their sites, but
But that Mercy at the Lake site is serviced by that go-to
yes,
micro transit system.
yes, it's on the North Shores, in North Shores.
Any other questions? All right. Let's, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No,
No, I have one opposed. Thank you. And that moves forward. And I jumped the gun, but next is on the item is unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business to come to this committee? Seeing none, which I don't know if I could or not, but any new business? Do we have any new business? I'm not hearing, so thank you. Public comment, is there, do we have any public comment regarding the Transportation Committee at this time?
There is,
Kathy? Yes, or Melinda, please.
there is none online.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ask for any, item number 10, final board comments. Do any of commissioners have any final board comments at this time? Okay. Not hearing any. I will call adjourn this committee of the Transportation Committee. So it's adjourned. Okay. All right.